So, welcome back to another episode of Scaling Vision podcast. I have a repeat guest, and this is one lady who wears multiple hats from being a neuropathologist to Mrs. Universe to a quality control assessor. We're going to talk about it. Welcome back, Dr. Vartika.
Thank you, Dr. Sameer.
So, you are those one of the few doctors who yourself have done an NABH audit of your own hospital and have gone through the process. And you are a qualified assessor as well. Why this another hat?
Actually, Sameer, I've been working in healthcare as a pathologist.
Right.
Okay, I'm a doctor, I'm a pathologist with special interest in neuropathology. So when I see a tissue under a microscope and I give a diagnosis, okay, so I realize that there is zero scope for an error in that department,
Right.
because the treatment and the other part of the surgery depends on what I give as an impression in this. So I realized that India, with its limited infrastructural resources, and we have otherwise also we have very limited resources, infrastructure problems, and everything. So I realized that with what you have, if we can give quality, because in healthcare also there is zero scope for
Absolutely.
error. So quality comes first for me. So I then this passion started developing that why not we do something about our healthcare system also, where we can give top-notch quality treatment,
Right.
not just clinical excellence, but a
Right.
safe environment for the patients to heal. That's that interest started developing.
So, you've been in multiple hospitals as an assessor. What is the single most common thing you see in all the hospitals that people, as hospital owners, lack in terms of quality standards?
Sabi, that's a very good question, and it might make people very uncomfortable. The things that I'm going to say in your podcast.
No, I
today.
want this to be an uncomfortable conversation for most of the doctors and hospital owners in a good way.
Yeah.
That's what.
See, there is a big gap
Yeah.
as an assessor when I go to hospitals, and I see there is a big gap between what they show us and what they actually are doing, right? So there is a lot of beautification happening. There is marble flooring. The reception staff is very nicely talking to you, very well trained, spick and span, everything. The walls are painted amazing. I mean, when you enter, it's not less than a 5-star hotel nowadays,
Yeah.
right? But I'm not interested in that. But when you start doing the assessment, you realize that the person who's holding your IV line and the person who's giving you medicine, that person is not trained enough and qualified enough to do the job, then that really shakes me
Okay.
to the core.
Right.
So I believe there is a big gap between, this is just one of the examples, there's a big gap between what they show and what they actually are doing. So I believe, that's why awareness is important, कि आप एक hospital की beauty, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि सुंदरता के साथ गुण भी होना चाहिए. हॉस्पिटल सुंदर बहुत है, बट गुण I believe
True.
is missing. Yeah.
But most of the time, what happens is more commonly than it should be. During inspections, everything is spick and span, and next week everything goes back to how it was before. So you have been on both sides of it, as a hospital owner and as an assessor as well. You have been on both sides of the table. ये होता ही है. So what do you think is lacking?
This is a very good question, Sameer, because the base, you actually hit the correct point. NABH से लोग डरते हैं. People are very scared of NABH because what is happening कि the leadership, the highest leadership, the hospital owners, okay, what they pressurize, they get these consultants and all from outside कि हमारा NABH करा दो, हमें we want this NABH certification done because we want the empanelments. So there is a pressure around the staff, around the people, the junior doctors, the nurses, everyone, the housekeeping department, everyone is pressurized that we want the NABH, and in 3 months, 4 months, this is the time limit they are given in their hospitals कि इतने में हो ही जाना चाहिए, because the consultant, whoever they have hired, has to go to other hospitals as well. So that pressurized atmosphere is created, and because of that, what happens is that the culture of quality does not seep in. What seeps in is that इट्स लाइक एन एग्जाम, हमें
हाँ.
पढ़ना है, फेक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करना है, बस एक बार सर्टिफिकेट आ जाए देन हम रिलैक्स हो जाएंगे. सो
Right.
दिस एटीट्यूड आई थिंक ये दिल से नहीं आता. इट्स जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ गेटिंग एन NABH सर्टिफिकेट एंड देन गेटिंग एन एम्पैनलमेंट बाय थर्ड इंश्योरेंस पार्टीज. If this keeps on happening, then obviously, I mean, nothing will change.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a non-negotiable quality, and I would blame the leadership of that hospital. If this is the thing that is happening in their hospital, I would blame the leadership of the hospital is not good.
So mostly what we are seeing is NABH accredited is being usually done key to get insurance empanelment. That is the end goal. And then एक बार वो मिल गया, so then you can relax on whatever things you had done before. उसके pros and cons हैं, we'll talk about it. But before we go ahead, in terms of percentage, what do you think the number of hospitals in India do have NABH accreditation?
See, if you see roughly, I'm not very sure about it, but approximately if India has around 60,000 to 80,000 hospitals, functional hospitals, out of them, not more than 1,000 have gone for a third-party assessment or an NABH assessment.
Around 10%.
So that's just, 1 or 10% of the total figure, which is very scary, isn't it? I mean, imagine you wouldn't sit in a plane which is not inspected.
Right.
Would you? Samir, would you?
Absolutely,
No.
no,
Then
not.
and you're handing over your entire body for treatment to a hospital which has never been inspected by by a third party. So you do not know what the safety process is there. Is it safe for me? The instruments that are being used on me, are they sterilized? Are the nurses qualified? Do they know what medication protocols is? आपको कुछ नहीं पता है, आप blindly अंदर जा रहे हो क्योंकि third party assessment कभी हुआ ही नहीं है. So it's just like until the crash happens, until the plane crashes, you won't realize. But
Exactly.
once that happens, then you will realize what a mistake you did by not going for an NABH accredited hospital.
Let's start from the basics. For somebody who's watching this and who doesn't know what NABH is, please explain to either a newly joined medico or some general audience about NABH.
Right. So NABH is National Accreditation a board of certification board for hospitals and healthcare providers. It is actually a body set up by Quality Council of India. Okay, so now for layman people, this was the full term of NABH. Imagine I'm going to a restaurant, okay, and there is a health inspector who comes to a restaurant. He checks your kitchen check karte hain. He checks the hygiene of the kitchen. He checks the food quality of the kitchen.
Both.
Yeah. So, and he's checking everything. Once that benchmark of quality is achieved by that restaurant, then that restaurant is good for serving food to its customers.
Right.
So I would prefer going to a restaurant which is certified, right, by a health inspector that this food is safe for me. In the same way, NABH is the inspector for healthcare organizations.
Okay.
It goes, it checks whether your systems are in place, whether it is safe for the patient and the doctors and the people who are working in that organization. It is whether they are meeting the quality standards, are they up to the benchmark, because you are dealing with lives here. So it's the same way. They are inspectors of the hospitals. They go and inspect.
That's such a perfect way to put it, actually. So what do you think? Walk us through the process. What happens during an NABH inspection? What are the things that are actually checked for the hospitals?
So there are many things that are checked. But if I have to, sum it up short, the moment I enter a hospital or I start an assessment, I just see their display board first. Because most of the times only the name of the hospital is written. Say, suppose it's a cardiac hospital, or mainly you're an ophthalmologist. You give ophthalm services. You do not provide gynae services. You do not provide cardiac services. Single specialty.
Yeah,
but only if you write the name of this thing and you're not mentioning what service you provide, and a pregnant lady comes to your doorstep that deliver me. So, that is a health hazard for that lady. You are wasting her time. She now gets to know, no, this cannot do my delivery. So they have to again go back. So these are very little things, but when the problem happens, these become bigger things because we are dealing with lives here. So first I check their display board. Then of course I check the reception staff, whether they are oriented towards what services the hospitals are providing, the tariffs and everything, vision, mission of the hospital. Then we have an opening meeting with the leadership of the hospital, the important people of the hospital. Then I give them a roadmap that these are the areas I'm going to visit, and then we scatter. And after that, of course, I check for the signages, because if I'm entering a hospital, I'm a very new person there. If I have to ask, यहाँ pharmacy कहाँ है, laboratory कहाँ है, ward कहाँ है, ICU कहाँ है, means your hospital is not doing its work properly. People shouldn't waste their time in asking where is which department. There should be clear signages. That is what I check. And then when I go to the pharmacy, I check how the medicines are being stored, if they are being stored at proper temperature, what is the expiry policy there, what is the recall policy, what is the stock out policy. Because see, they are narcotics policy, they're dealing with life saving medicines there, right? So I check that. Then I go to the medical record section, I see their checklist, how they're dealing with the death files, how they're dealing with the medical legal files, their IPD files, inpatient department files. Then I go to the wards, I see how the nurses are working, how they are delivering. Yes, one important thing I'd like to mention here. When I go to the ICU or the wards, I first check, most important thing, which people would feel it's a very small thing, but for me it's the most important thing, is the nurse washing her hands or disinfecting her hands before she's touching the patient.
True.
It might seem to be a very simple thing, but it has got a huge impact on hospital infection control practices. And that tells me the culture of that hospital, whether the leaders, the leadership, the owner of that hospital is serious about quality and safety of the patient.
Right.
Because so many hospital-acquired infections can spread to that single nurse forgetting to do a hand wash between two patients. So वो 5 मिनट मुझे बताते हैं कि मेरे अगले 2 दिन of assessment उस hospital में कैसे जाने वाले हैं, and how serious they are about it. And so many other things. When I visit the casualty, I have to see how they are triaging. Suppose there is a bus accident. 40 patients come to your ER, emergency room. How you're going to deal with that? So I basically, and if there is like, a cardiac arrest in the corridor of the hospital, so how do you deal with that?
Different codes you have.
Where is a crash cart of the hospital? Crash cart means it's an equipped trolley of medicine and defibrillators. If somebody suddenly goes into a cardiac arrest, it's called in and the patient's lives can be saved. So basically, NABH checks how prepared you are for handling emergencies and how prepared you are for saving lives. Because see, doctors are excellent, Sameer. There is no doubt about it. Clinical excellence in India are hands down are the best doctors in the world.
True.
Yeah, they can perform complex surgeries. You guys, all surgeons, hats off to you. Complex surgeries which will put a Western doctor to shame, okay? With the kind of equipments you use, they will put a Western doctor to shame. You are you guys are expert. But the tragedy happens after the surgery. Yes.
This is where everybody faces a problem.
And that is where NABH gives you the safety net.
I think what NABH brings into the picture is standardization and SOP-driven everything.
Correct.
Unfortunately, we are not trained in SOP-driven things. We are just trained to be surgeons or we are trained to be clinicians. आजू बाजू का पता ही नहीं है. This is something you learn on the go. This should be a part of the curriculum. I totally understand what you're trying to say. But tell us, is NABH compulsory for all the hospitals?
Now this is again something which I really don't like, but it is true that NABH is not compulsory, it is not mandatory, it's completely voluntary. It is up to the organization and the hospital that whether they want to go for an NABH. So it's completely voluntary, but I really believe and feel that the government should do something about it, because you know why? Once, there are certain things, there are certain healthcare insurance policies, government policies, which are linked to, they prefer empaneled NABH hospitals, but still it's very inconsistent. It's not mandatory still in many areas. But I believe if that happens, that if the government decides that Ayushman Bharat and the state policies, health policies, if they start linking them to NABH hospitals, once the financial aspect comes in, the hospitals will start moving. Money is a big motivator.
Money is a big motivator. That's true. But on a very macro level, what's the difference between a hospital that has NABH accreditation and a one that does not? As a patient, patient, आउटकम में कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा क्या?
That's what. Now, this is a very good question. Now, I'll give you two scenarios, okay? I am patient A, and I'm going to a hospital for a surgery or a procedure, something like that, and it's not accredited, okay? Now, there I go. I've been given some token number. Doctor calls me in. Everything is planned. The surgery is done, okay? I'm admitted to the ICU after the surgery. Now, all this while, I do not know. I'm a patient. See, I do not know how healthcare works, okay? If I'm like, so I do not know whether the equipments that were used on me were sterilized, okay? I do not know the ICU where I'm in, the equipments there, whether the equipments had gone through the annual maintenance, preventive maintenance. I do not know. The AC, simple air conditioner of the ICU, was that serviced? The water quality which I'm drinking, was that tested?
True.
The food that has been served to me,
Right.
was that tested? So I do not know. I trust the doctor completely. See, I'm not doubting about the clinical excellence of the doctor.
Yeah, we're not discussing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the problem is in these things. The nurse who's giving me medication, does she know what a medication protocol is? Does she know this, the right time, right dose, right patient, right route, right amount, right medicine name? Is she aware of those protocols? Have I been given a unique patient identification? There can be two Vijay, two Vartikas in the same ward. You know, I am a patient of something else and the other, and kuch mix up. I do not know as a patient. So, who knows this? NABH knows this. And NABH makes sure that whatever is happening with you, right from the moment you enter the hospital till the moment you go out of the hospital, you are being treated properly, with care, with trust. Because when doctors, they take this oath that we are going to treat patients, you're responsible for everything
that comes
not
with it.
just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
treatment.
Yeah,
You're responsible for their healing, you're responsible for the outcome, the prognosis, and the care of the patient.
Very
So
nice.
NABH takes care of these things which the patient does not know.
Right.
It's, you know, still I would say NABH is like a voluntary seat belt, right? You sit in a car, you wear your seat belt, you don't wear your seat belt, right? So same way, hospitals, you take an NABH, you do not take an NABH, it's up to you. But when the accident will happen, then you will see,
The
gosh,
seat belt will determine the outcome.
yes,
Yeah.
kash,
Yeah.
मैंने seat belt पहनी होती. So once something serious happens, like, you know, right eye का surgery था, गलती से left eye का surgery हो गया, and the patient sues you, then you will realize, no, NABH protocols, NABH checklist, it all comes into play
We
at
have
that
seen
time.
this happen so many times.
See,
Other eye operate हो गया है.
Yes.
Not at my place, but during our residency इतना देखा है हमने.
it happens,
My
isn't
God.
it? But NABH will make sure that you have a checklist. It will train you that, you know, these are the things you have to do before you go operate on the patient. So these kind of errors which are life threatening, and you can come into so many legalities because of that.
Yeah,
So NABH is actually a safety net.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a safety net. You're falling from a building, imagine, and there is a building A which is NABH or has a safety, and there is a building B which has no safety net. You fall, no NABH, you die. You fall, there is an NABH, you save the life of the patient. So many preventable things. These are all preventable things, isn't it?
I like the analogies you're coming up with.
Yeah, I've been working like for 8 years.
Right.
So everything I try to give it a philosophical touch. Ki imagine, अगर ये NABH की safety नहीं है, तो the patient is actually going to die.
Right.
There is something.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
has to be some invisible hand helping the doctors also.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
So let's say a hospital A wants to start their NABH accreditation. What is the timeline they're looking at?
Okay.
And what do they actually have to do physically?
Okay, so timeline, that is a good question you asked, because I believe, see, people wherever they are, in healthcare, at
Yeah.
home, in corporate offices, we are creatures of habit,
Yeah.
right? So NABH, what it does is like it changes your working style from 360 degrees. So now if I come with an SOP, this is now a new SOP for you. We are going to do NABH of this hospital and you have to follow this.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to listen to me.
Huh.
Because I told you, people are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
They don't want to come out of that thing so it is not an easy thing. what organizations the leadership does? They start fining, start pressurizing, start scolding, they start removing, bringing new people. All this happens. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a chaos.
Yeah.
An attrition rate, because people want to achieve NABH in 3 months, 4 months. It just cannot happen.
Yeah.
That is not what NABH... See, NABH does not want to shut hospitals. NABH wants to build hospitals. But the leadership has to understand that a proper NABH to happen in your hospital and a culture of quality to develop in your hospital will take 18 to 24 months at least.
That's the timeline, which is very comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable. Because the fatigue is going to come in. People are going to get fatigued. It is not an easy thing.
And they are going to resist the changes that you're going to
because
have.
they're habitual. They're habitual in working in a certain way. Now suddenly you want them to change the whole thing. It's not going to be easy. So you have to give them time, 18 to 24 months. And how to go about it is like you have to start one training, one department change, one or internal audit at a time. Take small steps. Take just one thing, just start with maybe a small checklist you carry with yourself to your OT. Start practicing that. Small things, okay? And then when a department does good, once you give them some change and that small department is doing good, celebrate them, appreciate them, reward them. That is how you bring about the change.
So when you set the SOPs, are the SOPs same for every hospital, or they're dependent on the temperament of the doctor and the staff? Does that also come into picture?
Now, this is very, very, very important and a very beautiful question, Sameer. SOPs, to be very honest, most of the hospitals do cut, copy, paste. इसके hospital के SOP ले आओ, उसके वही कोई पढ़ता नहीं है.
But it doesn't work like that.
It never works. Now, what is my style? I'll tell you. I don't know what others are following. My style, what I did at Neuron, is that the first thing, you are right. The beginning of NABH is making of policies, right? So first we did our own internal assessment at my hospital. This is how we went. This is my style.
Yeah.
I did the gap analysis. So this is where we are, and this is where NABH requires us to be. And to be honest, every hospital has gaps. So our hospital also had a few gaps, many gaps. So then I sat with the top management, Dr. Pramod Giri sir, and the important pillars of the hospital. I sat with them. We discussed, debated, argued that these are the things we need to work upon.
Yeah.
Now was the time of policy making, the SOP making. We could have easily done cut, copy, paste. But have you ever read a SOP? Nobody reads it. So what I did was, and this is I think many people can follow it, I started conducting meetings. I said, from top to bottom जाने से अच्छा है bottom से top जाएंगे. I first called the meeting of the housekeeping, the maushis and the ward boys, okay? And I sat with them. There were 20-30 of them, okay? I sat with them and I said, maushis, अपनी problem बताइए. आपको क्या तकलीफ है? आपके सुझाव क्या है? ये हमें पॉलिसी बनानी है, हमें NABH के लिए जाना है, ऐसा है. और आप बताइए आपको कैसा चाहिए. See, NABH will never say कि ये ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. You can develop your own hospital policy the way you're working. And you know what, Sameer, it makes me very emotional. Those maushis, those ward boys, they started giving me suggestions. And they felt like they were the champions, of quality, that we are also part of it. पहले कैसा होता है, बाकी जगह कैसा होता है कि एक SOP ले आते हैं और आपको ये करना है, बता दिया जाता है. I changed it. I said, I'll make my own champions. I'll not make an SOP. I could have made an SOP. I know what is to be done. But I thought that will not empower these people. They will not feel a part of what I'm trying to do. And they will resist it. And if they resist it, how can I get the change? How can I build a quality of culture in my hospital? So I sat with them. And the day, that housekeeping happened, security happened, I took their suggestions only and I made SOPs according to them. Every department, the junior doctors, the nursing staff, I haven't made the SOPs. These champions have made their own SOPs. And what I felt after that is that once they are empowered, once they thought ki we are making this policy, because that is the toughest part in NABH,
right,
is to make people follow their own policy. That made them protected and they wanted to implement it. And that day I saw that as the leader or as somebody who was trying to lead a change of quality in my hospital, if I am telling people what has to be done, it is not going to work. If they are telling themselves that we can do this, we can do that, and everybody had suggestions, I felt that they all had so much to say. They all had so much to say, but probably they were never heard. And now was the time they could speak up. And how confidently, and after that, for every meeting, किसी को मुझे invite नहीं करना पड़ा. They came on their own. Ki, ma'am, last time I forgot to say this, I want to add this. And that is how we started making our policies. It took 6-7 months.
So I'm sure they had their own SOPs.
Yes.
Which, based on your knowledge, you must have done a little bit of tweaking, obviously.
Yes.
Because they don't understand the finer intricacies as you do.
Yeah, the technical part. Yeah.
And then you've implemented department-wise,
Yes.
Sterilization protocols.
Yes.
Fire safety, hazard safety, goods. You've done all those
BMW,
things.
biomedical.
Yeah.
So now I have champions, quality champions in my hospital.
Right.
Who are making their own SOPs.
What happens then?
After?
You've laid down SOPs. बन तो गए. How do you enforce them now?
That's the part which takes a lot of time. SOPs बन गए, सबने suggestions तो दे दिए. But as I told you, humans are creatures of habit, right? So then the toughest game started was implementing those SOPs. And I realized that while doing so, I realized at times people were getting fatigued, So I'm telling you, this journey of an NABH at Neuron, see, it's very easy to go as an assessor and, tell them what the problems are.
Yeah.
And it's very tough to solve problems in the organization where you're working. So that was the time when I realized that's why I call that journey of my life as the most significant journey in my professional life as a quality manager. I could see the fatigue coming in after 3 months. People started getting fatigued. I started receiving backhanded compliments कि वर्तिका ऐसा लग रहा है कि कोई एग्जाम देने जा रहे हैं. ऐसा लग ही नहीं रहा है कि हॉस्पिटल चल रहा है.
Okay.
So I sat with that thought. And I thought over it. Yes, why are people getting fatigued? Why should they feel NABH is so much of a pressure and so much like, paperwork and so on? Why to do all this? I mean, इसके पहले क्या hospitals चलते नहीं थे? क्या patients ठीक होते नहीं थे? What is all this? Why that comment is coming? Why these kind of criticisms? I sat with it. And I thought that, yeah, you are correct. And that is where, I'd like to point it out through your podcast, Sami, that it's like a report card. You study maths, you study science, you study geography, you study history in your class.
Yeah.
You think you know your subject well, right? But when you give the exam and you get a report card, then you understand आप कितने पानी में हो. Did you really know your maths, science?
Either I need to work on this and I'm really good at this.
Exactly. So that is what exactly NABH is. So है ही ना, वो सच में एग्जाम ही तो है. बिकॉज आपको ऐसा लग रहा है यू आर डूइंग एवरीथिंग परफेक्टली, बट वंस यू गेट द असेसमेंट एंड यू गेट द असेसमेंट रिपोर्ट, दैट इज़ योर रिपोर्ट कार्ड ऑफ द हॉस्पिटल, दैट आपकी कौन सी स्ट्रेंथ एरियाज है, आपकी कौन सी वीक एरियाज है. सो यू थिंक यू नो इट ऑल, बट लेट NABH टेल यू.
That's fantastic. So as an ophthalmologist, the only thing I have to take care about is sterilization and consent, documentation. I'm very bad at it. I am horrible at documentation. But my father always, I don't know what's the right word, बहुत डांट पड़ती है मेरे को, your documentation is poor, ठीक करो इसको, ठीक करो. So it's now coming. It's coming. But my sterilization protocols are very, very strict because ophthalmology you just can't do it. But do you think specialties where surgery is involved, those hospitals are better prepared for NABH than others?
Yes, actually, you've hit the right point. I wouldn't say hospital, I would say OT, operation theatre. As surgeons, hats off to you. You guys know it all. NABH has nothing new to tell. At least the surgeons who are doing surgery in the OT, they know what sterilization is. They know what OT HEPA filters, calibration means. They know everything about the operation theatre, okay? The only thing that you people lack is, as your father rightly pointed out, and even was strict with you on those terms, is documentation.
Very poor at it.
So NABH is like your father. It is emphasizing on the point of documentation,
Yeah.
because what is not documented, Sameer, is not done. And you understand, consumers, patients, they're so aware today. Har choti cheez mein they're ready to sue you. What is going to save you
I know.
is the documentation. So NABH wants you to be safe as well.
I do get that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to inculcate this habit of कि case खत्म हो गया, just enter it in the register then and there, because earlier the register used to come back, मैं हफ्ते भर का भर देता था बाद में. But I'm making it a point to take those conscious decisions step अभी. Has it ever happened to you? You've gone to some hospital and you're like, I wouldn't want to be a patient here. This needs a complete overhaul.
Yes.
That's how, without naming anything, obviously.
I cannot act also because of the terms of confidentiality that we sign. But yes, there have been hospitals where I've visited and my stomach dropped. It's like I went to an ICU of a hospital and I asked the nurse there, bring me the crash cart. And she was like, what? I was like, oh God. There are critical patients in this ICU and this nurse does not know what a crash cart is. मैंने कहा अगर किसी को अब यहाँ बैठे बैठे हार्ट अटैक आ गया, आपके डॉक्टर आने के हैं, आप तब तक क्या करेंगी? मैं डॉक्टर को फ़ोन करूँगी. मैंने अरे तब तक तो मर जाएगा पेशेंट. क्रैश कार्ट कहाँ है आपका? शी डिड नॉट नो दैट. आई वाज शॉक्ड. आई मीन हाउ सीरियस आर सम पीपल अबाउट NABH छोड़ दो, बट अबाउट पेशेंट लाइव्स. हाउ सीरियस आर यू? आई आस्क्ड देम AC के सर्विसिंग के रिपोर्ट्स दीजिए. यू नो ICU के पेशेंट्स आर सो इम्यूनो कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड. AC का सर्विसिंग कराना, AC से कितनी इन्फेक्शंस फैल सकती हैं, लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग. फॉर देम इट इज़ लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग.
Absolutely.
वो उनके पास नहीं है. आई वाज शॉक्ड. मैंने कहा ऐसे हॉस्पिटल में मुझे अगर एडमिट किया
ना बाबा ना.
क्या ही होगा. आई मीन आई वेंट टू अ वार्ड बॉय, रैंडम वार्ड बॉय, एंड आई सेड अभी अगर यहाँ आग लग जाती है तो आप क्या करोगे? एंड ही वाज स्टेयरिंग एट मी ब्लैंकली. क्या करेंगे? आई वाज लाइक ओ माय गॉड. सो दिस इज आई वाज रियली दिस थिंग कि पेशेंट्स रियली risk their lives by not going to a NABH accredited hospital.
True.
Because NABH will make sure कि ये problems आपको कभी face ना करनी पड़े कि आपको वहाँ कार्डियक अरेस्ट आ रहा है और आपके ICU की नर्स को क्रैश कार्ट कहाँ है, क्या है पता नहीं है. यहाँ वार्ड में आग लग गई है और आपके वार्ड बॉयज़ को पता नहीं है कि आग लग जाती है तो आपको बचाना कैसे है. तो आप आपकी लाइफ कैसे, देखिए डॉक्टर्स आर ब्रिलियंट, बट ये जो बाकी चीज़ें हैं यही तो सारी ट्रेजेडी है. आई मीन ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन गलत चला गया किसी पेशेंट को तो क्या करेंगे? आई मीन मैंने देखा जब वो अपने ब्लड सैंपल्स लेबल करते हैं, स्क्रिबल करते हैं नाम विजय. अरे वेयर इज़ अ यूनिक पेशेंट ID, वेर 2 विजय रहे, इसका रिपोर्ट उसको, उसका रिपोर्ट इसको चला जाएगा. एंड देन कुछ who is responsible? Who? That's so. I was shocked and I said, I will never go to a hospital which does not have NABH and an authentic NABH where the culture of quality is actually being followed.
Right.
That is why when I go to an assessment, I do not see the cherry-picked files. Every hospital is ready, with their best 5 files of every department. No, I don't look at them.
Right.
I go and select my own files because that is where I know what you are doing.
Right.
I am not there to get impressed by your infrastructure and the beautification. I am there to see whether the person who's holding my IV line knows what she's doing, knows what medication she's giving, knows what sterilization is. Am I safe in this ICU? Is the AC working properly? Are these equipments being maintained properly? Is the AM PM done? Are my blood samples being barcoded? Do they produce my unique patient identification number? Because there can be so many Samirs in a hospital. I mean, if I come after 1 month, do they have my back report? Can they trace what was given to me before? So I need to go to an NABH hospital because I am a layman, right? So I do not know what will happen to me. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
So that's the thing that I cannot risk my life with a non-accredited hospital.
Right. अभी न्यूरॉन में you managed to get NABH.
Yeah.
You were the quality manager. What changed before and after?
A lot of things, Samir. A lot of things. I would say that.
So some things you actually see,
Yeah.
and some things you feel. Tell both.
See, that's what I told you, that the housekeeping department, the security department, everybody started voluntarily coming to the meetings and giving their suggestions. Oh, the culture of quality has percolated far and wide in the hospital. It is not just Dr. Pramod Giri wants or is quality oriented. Now, the whole hospital is quality oriented. The junior doctors, the nurses, everybody is involved in the process. And then few other things, that once I saw a patient reading on the walls, patient rights, he was reading.
Yeah.
And उसने वो पढ़ा and he said, इसमें लिखा है कि मुझे मेरी बीमारी के बारे में जानने का अधिकार है. So he asked the nurse, आप मुझे समझाओ मुझे क्या हुआ है. I felt it made me emotional. So like, actually this is getting implemented. So now the nurse also smiled and started explaining it to him कि आपको क्या हुआ है, because she was also trained for that exact moment when it was going to arrive.
Yes.
So these are the little things that you know, that you feel that no, the things that we are doing is working. Now the patients are getting aware of their rights, because in many hospitals where I go for assessment, English में laminate करके बहुत अच्छे fonts में चिपका देते हैं.
Local language भी होना चाहिए.
Yes.
That
Local
makes-
language में नहीं होते. मतलब आप क्या कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ सर्टिफिकेट को दीवार पे टांगने के लिए आप कर रहे हैं. ये असली NABH का
True.
नहीं है डेफिनेशन. इट हैज़ टू बी इन अ लोकल लैंग्वेज कि पेशेंट पढ़े और आपको सवाल पूछे. आई थिंक पेशेंट्स आर द बिगेस्ट क्वालिटी फोर्स ऑफ एनी हॉस्पिटल. इफ दे आर अवेयर how to raise a complaint, what are their rights, if they are aware of their rights, your hospital will be the best hospital, I think, in the entire country and the world.
So let's talk about India at a broader aspect. Ki we all know that we have with the best doctors in all the fields, but yet we lag behind systematically.
Yeah.
What's the fix?
As I said, this has been, for far too long, Samir, in our country, we have dependent on the heroism of a doctor. कि कुछ भी गड़बड़ हो जाए, last minute doctor will fix everything. We have been dependent on that doctor, and he has been the hero for far too long. But let me put it very bluntly, that if you get a wrong blood transfusion, even the best doctor
They can't do anything.
cannot save you. So that is where I see that if you do not have a system in your hospital, you cannot maintain your reputation. You cannot stay away from legal issues for far too long. Because as I told you, it's like a plane. You're boarding a plane which has never been inspected and just waiting for that crash to happen.
Right.
And the day that crash will happen, you are gone. It's doomsday for you. So NABH is actually saving you from shutting down. People think NABH is pressurizing them and it's trying to हमारी गलतियाँ निकालने के. No, it's trying to build you up. If you do not see, even the best doctors, I believe, if the system around them is not safe, then a best surgery can also turn into the worst tragedy of their life.
I have seen it happen mostly when camps are held somewhere, surgical camps. Sterilization goes for a toss in tier 3 areas, and hence we hear stories about massive infection and ophthalm में तो बहुत सुनने को मिलता है periphery में. Anyways, there is an argument that can be made that NABH is too expensive of a process monetarily in tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Correct.
There is no ROI on that. What do you have to say on that?
Yeah, I'll be very honest that yes, it is expensive. I wouldn't say and I wouldn't lie that it is not expensive, but I have another aspect to it. You say you cannot afford NABH, but I ask you, can you afford not to have NABH in today's time and era? This is my question.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if it is expensive, you feel, then NABH has other ways. It has started pre-entry NABH also, which is less on your pocket, but it gives you equally good solutions for running a good, well-equipped hospital.
Right.
So it has cheaper options also. If for smaller 2 tier, 3 tier cities, which are less than 50 bedded, smaller hospitals. See, nobody is asking a 30 bedded hospital to work like a Mayo Clinic. Nobody's asking. Not even NABH is asking that you have to function like what Mayo Clinic does there. No, we are not doing that.
Yeah.
What we expect you to do is whatever you have, whatever resources you have with you, what best are you using it to the best of your capability, and are you setting a quality benchmark in your hospital? That is NABH. That is all that is NABH. And if you think NABH is expensive, go for a pre-entry level NABH. It is very less expensive and it does the same job.
I think it's easier nowadays when anybody is starting up with a new hospital. They should have some NABH person on board. He or she can tell them structural changes and all those things pehle se. Because it is very difficult after a hospital is constructed to make those structural changes. एक तो वो हो ही गया. And this is like I think NABH is like an insurance or like a seat belt, as you said. कि in the long run, it's cheaper only.
Correct.
Initially it might be a little bit of kharcha. I'm sure वो कुछ सालों में it just takes care of itself.
You know how? See the returns of it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how. Once you get the certificate, you have spent some amount, invested some amount in getting the NABH, full NABH or pre-entry, whatever, depending on your pocket. Now you got the NABH certificate. Now you'll get empanelments. You'll get insurance, third party. You are going to recover the whole money
your
back.
Patient flow is going to increase.
Exactly. So it's a profitable. It's a win-win situation for hospitals. NABH has got nothing to gain from it.
So I'll push back on a few topic things I've thought about. कि at the end of the day, patient को क्या फर्क पड़ता है NABH hospital हो या ना हो? Probably शायद NABH में is paying a little more also. But if his outcomes are the same, patient को क्यों इतना फर्क पड़ना चाहिए?
यही तो सवाल है ना, पेशेंट को क्यों फ़र्क पड़े. जैसे जो मैं बताने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि एज अ पेशेंट इफ़ आई गो टू अ हॉस्पिटल, मुझे नहीं पता या whether the system of safety, see, we sit in the airplane thinking everything has been inspected, checked, and I'll be safe and I'll reach my destination safely. It's the same with patients. Of course you shouldn't bother because you believe, the patient trusts that I am safe when I enter this hospital. I'm going to be treated properly. Everything is going to be handled with care. I'm going to heal and go home. So I don't blame the patient whether they choose NABH or they do not choose an NABH accredited hospital. I blame the leadership of the hospital. Because when you took the oath that I am going to treat patients, you have also taken the oath that I am responsible for their safe return to their houses after the treatment. So it is not the patient I would blame. And I'm not blaming it. I'm saying this with a lot of love to all the top-notch leaders who own hospitals around India and everywhere else, that it is not the patient, it is you. Are you breaking the patient's trust by not giving them an environment which is safe for them and clean for them and hygienic for them, for their healing? Because they do not come to you all healthy. They come to you with a lot of issues, health issues. They are immunocompromised. Are you giving them an environment where they will heal better and go home better? Or are you giving them an environment that you may be clinically excellent, but the setup in which you are working is not safe, and the patient develops hospital-acquired infections and many other such issues? Who is responsible for that? I would blame the doctors. I would never blame the patients.
But do you think in a country like ours, where still the majority population lives below economic means, for them even access to healthcare is only privilege. They come from such backgrounds. So do you think NABH is luxury for the elite?
Oh wow, that's a brilliant question. Yes, is NABH luxury for the elite and people who can afford? And of course, a rural lady for whom access to healthcare is an issue, and we are worried about the quality. I'll give you one thing, that if I become the Prime Minister of this nation and I take your point in consideration that I want to give access to healthcare in the rural India, and I build thousands of hospitals in rural India, because I'm a doctor, I know what access to healthcare means. And I am not worried about the quality. Okay?
Yeah.
A contaminated needle causing HIV, HBsAg to those innocent lives. As I said, non-sterile equipments being used upon these patients because there are no protocols, no medication protocols, no qualified people handling these people, these patients. What is the point of having those hospitals, so many hospitals in rural India, which are not quality oriented? I think that is a bigger danger than getting access to healthcare. So I believe ki asking access to healthcare and asking quality in healthcare, why are these two different things?
True.
They
should be hand in hand.
Exactly. As a person who can afford 5-star treatment living in a metro city, the person living in rural India also has right for quality treatment
Yeah, true.
from a good hospital which is accessible. So access to a hospital and quality of the hospital, they are not different. They are the same, and you should demand both together.
True.
So it is not just a luxury for the elite. It is a fundamental right of the elite and the rural India.
Health is a fundamental
It's
right.
a fundamental right. Quality healthcare is a fundamental right for us all.
So a quick rapid fire question before I let you
Okay.
go. NABH in one word.
Accountability.
Accountability. One thing that hospitals get wrong.
Documentation.
Oh,
Always.
yes,
Always.
My God. What do you want to tell doctors who a lot of time ignore protocols and do what they do? You know, we have these maverick doctors in every hospital. Ek hota hi hai.
With the ignore protocols. Absolutely. Let the crash happen and then we'll talk about it.
What do you think how do you think the government should help in maintaining quality in healthcare?
Okay, so this I would like, the government can do a lot in this regard. Now, see, as I told you, as we were discussing, only 1,000 hospitals may be accredited out of the 80,000 hospitals which India has. So, the least the government can do is making NABH mandatory, that it would, the government has zero cost in it. Okay, it can demand, we are giving you patients, we are paying for the health of those patients. You prove to us that your hospital is safe for our patients who are going to come through our government schemes. If the government makes it mandatory that we prefer NABH accredited hospital, because third party assessment हुआ है, मतलब आपके hospital के loophole सब कुछ clear हो चुके हैं.
Right.
If the government makes it mandatory, then definitely the hospitals will start moving.
Nice. Which was more difficult, Mrs. Universe or NABH accreditation for you?
That's such a cute question. Hands down, NABH. So for Mrs. Universe, it was me, my thing, my aura, my personality. But doing NABH, it's not me. It's the entire organization which is participating. So yeah, hands down, NABH.
Very nice. So your final message to every doctor who's watching this and is sitting on the fence and thinking about NABH. Please.
Go for it. Please go for it. And do not be scared of it. It is not very expensive as people make it out to be. See, imagine once you get the NABH, you get the empanelments, you get the insurance parties getting attached to you. So you are going to earn your revenues and fewer errors. Also is cost saving. See, always it is cost saving. Your legal issues are being taken care of. In so many ways, NABH is not only patient-centric. It is doctor-centric, hospital-centric, staff-centric. And everybody is working in the healthcare. It's taking care of everyone. And do not think that documentation is tedious. Imagine, अगर मैं मेरे घर की ओनर हूँ और मुझे मेरी ग्रोसरी लिस्ट बनानी है, I cannot, I have to have a process, a system in my own house. It is the same way. You are responsible for the patient who come to your hospital. You have to have a process and a system and a safe atmosphere for your patients. So, and this is also one more thing that many people think NABH is for empanelment. And I am very proud to say that Neuron has no empanelment. Yet, we have gone for NABH 3 times in a row.
क्या बात है.
Because we are not there for empanelment. Dr. Pramod Giri sir has made sure I want quality treatment for my patients. Empanelment, see the patients are so many that empanelment लेना भी हमारे लिए मुश्किल है because जितने patients है वही handle करना is difficult for one neurosurgeon. So getting empanelment and getting more patients is very tough. But this is what I expect the leadership from all over India to believe, that not just for patients, not just for empanelment, do it for the oath that you have taken.
True.
That you are responsible for their lives, for the betterment of those patients, for the health of those patients. उनकी दुआएं लगे आपको, इसके लिए आप NABH करिए. That is what I wish and pray, that people understand that quality is not expensive. It is an investment.
Yeah, absolutely. You have given us something very important today, an insider view of how the system works. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And I hope all of us as doctors don't look at NABH just to get insurance empanelment. We should look at it as upgrading the quality of care that we are already giving. Documentation कर लो थोड़ा सा क्या है. चलो, thank you so much.
Yes, Sameer. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. As always, it's been always a pleasure. And the way you conduct these interviews, I must say
Oh.
that I was about to cry a few times. You really made me emotional. So that's a gift of the gab that you have. And
literally.
kudos to you. And way to go. You are a brilliant person who you have actually touched the core of what NABH is. And I could not just talk technical, but I could actually tell people that what a revolution it is. Join this revolution of quality.
True.
So through you, this thing, if this change can happen, it'll be a wonderful welcome change.
Chalo, thank you so much.